Smoke billows above the shores of Lake Okanagan as a massive fire scorches the landscape. But this is a controlled backburn, deliberately set by air crews, trying to remove any potential fuel and stop the Okanagan mountain fire from becoming even more aggressive. But air crews are also dropping water on this cluster of houses nestled among a burning forest. And depending on the wind, these houses could too become part of the fire.
There's certainly a lot of smoke in the air, and the fire's just burning everywhere. When you look up on the hillside, you can still see where it's flaring up, and it's just burning right down to the lake shore at various points.
Mid this afternoon, as predicted, the wind kicks up. There are white caps on the water, and behind me, a wall of white. The wind is fanning the flames, and now air crews and choppers are making a concerted effort to try to save that cluster of homes right over there. Crews are desperately trying to prevent this scene from repeating itself again tonight. In Kelowna's Kettle Valley neighborhood, flames roared to the edge of this development, and residents were forced to evacuate.
You know what? And I held out to the last minute because I was really hoping I wouldn't have to move out. And I'm just a little emotional right now because...
As the fire ravaged through fire guards above the homes, residents tried to pack up whatever they could, loading boxes, furniture, anything they could carry into waiting trucks and cars.
Time to leave right now.
About an hour ago, it was like 4 kilometers away, but it just burst over the ridge.
Okay.
So,
Time to evacuate.
yes, thank you.
Time to leave.
Within an hour, the flames had gotten so close to homes, Kettle Valley was abandoned by its residents, who could only hope their homes would be spared. Daylight inside the fire lines in the Upper Mission area of Kelowna. Ground crews work furiously, digging up the earth, trying to stop the blaze from burning through the ground. But overnight, they were unable to stop the fire from claiming homes.
The dragon has just woke up, and we're pretty apprehensive right now because it's starting to get closer to more high-density buildings. And we're going to throw every resource we got at it, and that's why the boys are down there now with their pumpers and the cats digging fire guards.
Tonight, in the midst of high winds and heavy smoke, crews themselves are having to evacuate the areas they have been trying to save. And after come a raging inferno. By nightfall, the fire had crept around the ridge bordering southeastern Kelowna, getting closer to these rural homes, having already devoured even more in its path.
I'm glad I put the sprinkler on the roof.
Property owners who have already evacuated venture back to see the fire for themselves.
7 houses with sprinklers on the roof, and they're all in that cul-de-sac there, so we'll see if that helps it out.
Do you think you're going to have a home to come home to tomorrow?
I hope so.
Over that ridge, Crawford Estates. Homes are being devoured by flames there, and we're told by fire crews they're calling this blaze a level 6 firestorm, meaning it's the most serious type of fire crews have to deal with.
12 years of memories. What do you do with that?
You've lived in that place for 12 years.
Built it myself. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. There was 1 or 2 little fire sticks going up over here.
Making conditions even worse, high winds, some gusting well over 60 kilometers an hour and propelling the flames further, increasing the risk. What are you most worried about right now?
Just our house in general, because we are a big family. There's like 8 of us in our family, so where would we go, kind of thing.
Tonight, firefighting crews along with Army reinforcements are being evacuated from parts of the fire line and sent in to do battle in other areas. But it seems to be a losing battle.
Well, when we first walked into the area, we hadn't seen anything like this, so it was difficult. The smoke was quite thick. It wasn't anything that we'd expected.
What happens to you guys now? Where are you going?
We're just waiting for word. Hopefully we're going to be redeployed to the area.
But despite their valiant efforts, crews cannot get this fire under control. And all anyone can do is stand by and watch the fire consume whatever is in its path.
Early evening Friday night along Lakeshore Drive on the southern outskirts of Kelowna. It looked like this neighborhood was on fire, and it was. Everyone knew it would be a horrible night.
Last night was probably the roughest night in Kelowna firefighting history, I would say. We got hammered pretty good.
Today, the evidence. In spots, it burned right to the shoreline. And if there was a home in its path, this is all that's left. Overnight, close to 200 homes in Viewcrest, Okaview, Curlew, Crawford Estates, and the southern Lakeshore Drive area, homes and dreams of families turned to ash.
Well, I thought we were cooked. It was just an inferno coming off the top of Okaview and Uplands. That's the streets that apparently there's a lot of damage from last night.
So just up above
it was just a wall of flame coming towards us.
You feel the heat off that flame.
This video shot by Jim's neighbor as they ran from the fire last night. Here's what they witnessed in their retreat. They saw the flames race to the shoreline, taking houses to the south of them and wiping out the whole community on the ridge behind them. Images they'll never forget.
Sister's not so lucky. Their home, the whole row of houses down, they just torched. 5,500 block of Lakeshore. It's just, it's the whole is about 9 or 10 houses in a row. There's just chimneys and foundations.
In the middle of it all, Ed Fenwick's dream home on the lake. It took him 3 years to build it, and when the fire threatened him last night, he fought back.
I got a great bunch of friends. Yeah. They got more guts than you can imagine. They fought a wall of fire like you wouldn't believe.
With his two friends, all of them trained firefighters, for 4 hours they used pumps, hoses, water, and will to save Ed's home.
We were battling this fire in this house, and it was just fortunate that one of the fellows with the helicopter came by and dumped about 10 buckets around us, which really, really helped.
Yeah, which dampened the ground and changed the humidity.
Oh,
and stuff.
like he was awesome.
Not as fortunate, Ed's neighbors who didn't stay, on both sides.
Ed Fenwick tried to save this home as well, right next door to him. But he said the heat was so intense, when they got close, they had to retreat. And the home was so hot, it literally blew up. The same with another 6 houses down there along the lakeshore, 3 up above them, another one next door on the other side, and at least another 20 further south of here.
We had the RCMP helicopter warn us that the thing was coming. And when the wall of flame hit, we were standing there with 2 huge hoses. And then it hit. And nothing can describe how it hit. The sound is devastating. But, yeah, we're here.
From Fenwick's home, the fire burned north along the shore. A Canadian flag on the pier is all that's left in front of one of them. The flames leaped from tree to tree, pushed on by a force 6 wind. A greenbelt next to Senator Ross Fitzsimmons' home and the vineyard behind it stopped it from ravaging other homes along the shore. For most of today, after a night of fire hell, it seemed Kelowna's inferno took a rest. The winds were light, the skies were blue, the city could breathe again. There are city and town firefighters here from close to 40 communities in BC and Alberta. They too are weary, up all night protecting structures. They too got a short rest. But the heavy equipment, the choppers, were on the move all day, attacking the spot fires, trying to get an edge on this angry blaze, knowing they'll be feeling her force again, possibly as early as tonight.